Hello curious people. Today we have another interesting video for you. In this one, the customer is actually one of our customers, and we are one of their customers. They specialize in different parts of electronic design. They normally service the ocean dockside and ocean-going side of the business. So it's a little different from what SDRG normally does. So now our customer comes to the shop and he says, well, we have 28 of these little transmitters, 14 pressure transmitters and 14 flow transmitters. They are not very big, and they all need to be wired into something where we can see all of the values displayed at one time so we can analyze our process. The pressure transmitter looks like this. They all have a connector with a cable which plugs into the transmitter. The flow transmitters are very similar and have similar cabling. They all need similar wiring, connections, calibrations, and displays. Next we begin to discuss the wiring. He says the wiring is real simple. They are 3-wire transmitters, and we can bring all 28 cables into a box where we can just plug them in, and it will be really easy to wire. All you have to do is have the box pre-wired to accept these 28 sensors. Next he brings in a sheet of paper, and says here's a typical drawing of what the waveform that these sensors will generate looks like. We do not need to display the waveform, but we do need to see all values at one time. We would prefer digital displays with some basic location identification. Something like left/arms and third row and pressure or flow and a numerical identifier. The next decision was to consider how we were going to display these various pressure readings. We came up with basically rather than have some 28 meters on a panel, it was probably easiest to put them on an HMI, where we could display them all either individually or together, and be able to manipulate and work with the various values. Once we decided on using the HMI for displaying the system, the next thing that was considered was how do we calibrate all these 28 different pressure transmitters for their various locations. The decision was that we make a calibration screen on the HMI, so each one can be calibrated individually, and that's what was done. The final step of the HMI was to figure out how to navigate through the various screens, and also to display all the 28 values like the customer originally requested. So we came up with this final screen. On this screen we have the current date and time as well as the client's name. Then compactly and completely the data for each sensor is displayed. The first line shows the function. The second line usually shows details. The third line shows the units of measure along with the sensor designation. Finally, the last line shows the current value in engineering units. While the engineering group was busy working on all these screens and the basic design concepts, there was a group of people working frantically in the back on how all of the different pieces were going to fit together mechanically to make a nice neat package for our customer. They wanted to make sure that it was concise, yet it had enough volume, so that they could provide the necessary connections where you could turn the connectors and plug in all 28 sensors, and just put the whole system together as a nice clean neat package. That's the SDRG way. In addition to this, we'd like to say thank you for watching. We hope you liked this video, and please give it a thumbs up, and if you care to, please subscribe to our channel. We would really appreciate it. Have a good day, and thank you again.